Empire State Building.
Mile is there. You know what I mean? The bowl cut is there. It's party in the front, or business in the front, party in the back.
360 party.
360 party.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
what you call
bowl
it.
cut mullet. So I think
Oliver Tree in the building. Let's go ahead and give it up for OT, fam. How you feeling, dude?
I feel amazing. How
Well,
are you
first,
guys?
your suit is like
Thank
so
you.
cool.
I didn't want to say it myself.
Okay, I'll say it for you. Where did you get this
It's
done?
custom.
Yeah.
Design. This is inspired by David Byrne
Okay.
of the Talking Heads.
Yeah.
He has a similar gray suit, but I took it and mixed it with Tony Montana's suit.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do you, fam. You know
I
what I
need
mean?
a chain, bro.
How are we
Thank you,
today?
Ray.
How are you guys doing?
Come on. It's a beautiful, well, I mean, it's a gloomy, but still the energy is always dope when you're in New York City.
100%.
So to be able to bring this tour to life, and we were talking before we cracked the mic here, that it's been, 97 different continents.
I made it to all 7 in 2.5 months, but I just kept going after that. So it's been a free-for-all.
Yeah.
What continent did you vibe with the most?
The best one by far, Antarctica.
Yo.
I mean, it's just too crazy. It's trying to explain like riding a bike to someone who's never ridden a bike before.
Okay.
But trying to explain like the scale of the glaciers and tens of thousands of penguins in their natural habitat. Just seeing like humpback whales, orca whales, just it was mind blowing. And I got to play 3 DJ sets out there, so it was very inspiring. And I made an 1.5-hour documentary of the process. I think it's the most groundbreaking thing I've filmed in my entire life, and I've filmed 33
I was gonna
different
say,
documentaries.
you've
I've
done
filmed
some
crazy
documentaries,
music
bro.
videos, lots
Yeah.
of stuff. So this took the cake. I'm very excited about what we did out there.
Dog. Oh, hearing you explain it is goosebumps because as we were chatting a little bit before, you're getting to go to these places by doing what you love, and you get to experience these things by being you. So would you have ever thought, let's go back to like when you grew up in Boston, you were like little tiny. Did they
Well,
call you
technically,
Ollie?
I
Or
was
the
born
Philly?
here in New York.
Okay, so
So
New
this
York.
is a hometown show tonight that
All
I'm
right.
going to be playing. But, Boston. I hopped around a bit. I lived in Nova Scotia as well in Canada.
So did you ever think at any point in time like you were gonna be that young man visiting Antarctica and partying with penguins?
I mean, I've always dreamed. I'm a big dreamer. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's the power of manifestation, power of visualization, and getting your hands dirty and falling on your face and just trying time after time, regardless to whether it works or not. I always just try.
Yeah.
If I see a little inch in the door, I'll push that door open as far as I can. It usually slams on my toe.
Oh,
And,
no.
I'm like,
That's what
oh,
insurance
God.
is for. You got doctors.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Have you been injured before?
Many times. I've broken
God.
8 or 9 bones. I used to be a professional scooter rider, so I have a background doing that. And I actually had this injury where I broke both my wrists and the joint that connects my thumb to my hand. I had a big metal rod through my hand, and I had a concussion. It was like my 8th or 9th concussion, and the doctor said, if you continue this path, the next concussion you get, you could potentially pass away. So I had to stop. I had to change. I call it manifest destiny.
Yeah.
Where a higher power took my trajectory and changed it over. So that's kind of where music really became my focus.
It's that reinvention that you
Yeah.
talk about, man. You know,
Yeah.
you're finding a way to be
In a lot of
different.
ways, I feel music chose me. I didn't even
go.
choose it. I wish I was back scootering, but I did build the world's biggest scooter. I got the Guinness World Book of Records.
That was real?
That's real.
Yeah.
I not only built it, but I crashed it. And as of 4 months ago, I got arrested driving it through Los Angeles.
Where do you store that thing?
I have a airplane hangar.
Yeah, baby. Yo.
Wait, but you said you crashed it.
Yeah,
Is it okay?
Yeah, we had to rebuild part of it. One of the wheels got bent off, and the whole thing got scratched up. But yeah, I mean, it's nuclear grade titanium, so this thing can it will last longer than humanity.
That's what it was meant to do, though. For real, it's gonna be here long.
It's gonna be the only
past-
thing they find like in 20,000 years or something. They'll be like, "What was this society?"
Let's go back because there's 33 documentaries about it. Boom! It was Oliver Tree, baby.
Have you broken other Guinness
No, I
records?
tried some stuff, but they got pretty mad at me. I kind of trolled them, and I had a fake Guinness representative, Randy Rigatoni, come do. I made like a Hollywood version for the world record breaking, but the real version wasn't as epic as that. So I made like a Hollywood version for the one that got released on my release day of Ugly is Beautiful, my first album.
Yeah.
And basically, they got pretty upset because I had a guy with their logo and the suit and all that. And I found this dude on Craigslist, but he wasn't apparently the real official. But Randy Rigatoni screwed me
Craigslist,
hard
dude.
on that one.
Wait,
Get it
but
right
what
next
were
time,
you trying to
Craigslist.
break?
I was trying to break riding the world's biggest scooter a mile. So I did ride it a mile,
Yeah.
but then I hit at the end, this big gust of wind took me down. I crashed. It was pretty crazy. I hit the finish line, and the thing was too strong. The actual, the finish
rope,
line.
the tape. Yeah.
And I hit the thing, and you could see it online on YouTube, but I crashed really. I broke
That
a
wasn't
bunch
the
of
time
bones.
that it was meant to happen. It was meant to happen later on in your life, bro.
That is correct.
Is that your like
Manifested.
worst injury?
I would say the one when I was freestyle scooter competing when I broke the wrist, the head concussion. That was the worst.
We're glad you're here, dude.
I'm
because-
glad I'm
yeah,
here.
For real,
And we're
man.
glad you're making music.
Thank
You're
you.
touring your album all alone in a crowd. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We were talking off air that you're really giving us the love songs.
Yes, I am.
Where is that coming from?
Well, in the process, the first album I made like 8 or 9 albums that initially was a very dark album.
Yeah.
And over the course of it, I fell in love, and I documented that. I decided I always forget to capture the falling in love process. I always remember
Yeah.
to go to make music when I'm feeling really heartbroken or when I'm feeling in the darkness. And I use music as a way to be able to channel that and yield the darkness into super positive energy.
For sure.
So this time around, I was making all this dark music, and I just made a breakup album before that called Cowboy Tears, and I was like, do I need another sad album? I was like, I want to kind of document what's happening, put it in a little bottle, put the cap on it, and try to share it with people, and I'm really happy I was able to document that part of the process.
Well, you've also mentioned a few times, man, about just the album title in the tour, Alone in a Crowd, and having the success and the millions of followers on things, but still feeling at times a little alone.
It made me feel more alone, if anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that the idea of celebrity, the idea of being famous is a very gross concept to me. I think now we have this idea that, oh, it's so amazing. But if you really no one should either be that loved or that hated.
Yeah, it's
that
tough,
is
man.
so gnarly. And when I just look at not just my stuff, but other people's and just see the sheer darkness in the comment sections of how much hatred there is, it's pretty dark.
It's difficult.
Anyone I know that's actually famous,
Yeah.
it's not good.
But
they
see, the
have
thing
like
is that-
serious. They have to go to like therapy.
Yeah,
and work through
these
stuff, 'cause it's not a
emotions
healthy thing.
with this album and with this it's something that each and every one of us connect to, and that's why folks are connecting to this music. That's why we're turning up at the shows and raging the shows, and we're there for this visually sensory. It's not just a concert, it's a whole thing. It's because we're tapped into these emotions that you're connecting with, dude.
Yeah, I think ultimately my job as an artist is to be able to create something that's relatable. And the idea
yeah.
of amassing 15 million TikTok followers over a couple years isn't necessarily a relatable thing, but feeling lonely is.
Yep.
And the more famous I became, the more Rapunzeled I was, where I was put into a tower and couldn't really go out and feel like I could be a part of society in some ways. And in other ways, it just made it so that people are always trying to use you and get something from you.
sure.
And so the more I felt like I didn't know anyone, and I kept my circle very tight, which luckily I have some very close old friends from when I was 6 years old.
Shout him out, dude. Give love to
Casey
those people.
Matson, he's the keyboard player of my band. This
Yes.
dude, I known him since I was 6 years old.
Yes.
He grew up down the street from me. It's one of those things where in punk, there's this mentality, if you're not going to do it, it's going to be the guy down the street. But I realized with Casey Matson, why not do it with the guy down the street?
Yeah.
We could do it together. So there's things like that. My whole crew is very tight and all people I grew up around. So it's been pretty special coming up with them and keeping it that same core and not going to the big
Yeah.
top echelon elite managers.
Well,
and
you
the
don't
people-
have that connection
I'd
to
rather do it with my
create true,
friends.
yeah, to create true artistry when you're, you don't have that connection with that folk, that were there when y'all were eating sugar sandwiches. You know what I mean?
Top ramen.
Top
I had 3 top ramens a day. I was getting pretty fat too at the time.
Oh no.
But, things have changed.
Dude, you're
Actually, it looks like you've been going on like a healthy journey.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
I've been very
different than
focused.
what
I was
last time
very
we've seen
obese
you.
for sure. I was really just seeing how fat I could get. I was having fun with it. How many Snicker bars can one eat in one sitting? But as I've been traveling, like I did all 7 continents in 2.5 months, and like to be able to maintain the jet lag and the time changes, I go like, for example, I flew from Antarctica into Chile, into Paris, into America, and then I took an Uber to my parents' house, ran 6 miles, got in the car, drove to grandma's house for 5 hours, got there for Christmas Eve.
Dog.
And then, you know what I mean? So it's like I got to be able to maintain. I try to run at least like 4 miles is averaging a day, and just try to be able to just get physical, and then I can feel less guilty about eating a big meal and, enjoying. I love to eat. I'm sober, so I don't have that many things that are that enjoyable outside of performing and doing
Go ahead and
things.
keep on, because I want to shout you out because that is something that you've been doing. Non-alcoholic beers and brews and mocktails and all that stuff has been your vibe for a little bit.
I
right?
don't even do that now. I just do sparkling water.
What? One time for the juice, bro.
I just put some lemon in the sparkling water, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Love to hear that.
But
for
I've
you.
been an addict my whole life since I was 14 years old. I've struggled with addiction. I've been kicked out of my house. I was a drug dealer. I had a journey, and so for me personally, I'm an addict, and I know that that's one of my biggest weaknesses, but I've turned it into a superpower because I've been able to be addicted to something like my art and work. And not to say workaholism is a good thing to be celebrated, but if you could channel it into something like art where I can help other people and inspire other people with it, I could turn that addiction side of me into something that I can be addicted to the right things, which are working out, which is making art to inspire people, playing shows, traveling. Like I've been very addicted to traveling lately, and that's one thing that keeps me not getting burnt out because I'm constantly burning the candle on both ends.
One time for you finding your heart health, man. That's really
it's
really awesome.
we all have that empty little void in our heart and in our soul, and some people it's much bigger than others. And for me personally, mine was pretty large, and started when I lost my cousin when I was 13. And after that, I was trying to find ways to fill that void, and I had to go on quite a journey to figure out and find myself. And I think in the process of trying to fill that empty void, I've fulfilled so much in life and found so much amazing things. So keep searching, keep looking, because there's something more there.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I didn't know that about your cousin, and that was a reason for why you would do a lot of things. And where were you when that switch changed, where you were like, I need to change my habits?
Burning Man.
Yeah.
I had a LSD trip where I
Was it this
watched
Burning
my
Man?
own funeral.
Was it this one?
No, it was like when I was 17 years old. That was kind of my rock bottom. I was naked running through the desert, trying to hit my head on the ground to pull my brain out of my head. I went to my own funeral. I saw all my family members crying. I saw my naked body on the front page of the newspaper. Boy overdoses at Burning Man. And I actually almost did pass away. I was out in the desert running. I couldn't even see the surrounding fence. I hit it. I was flipped over. I was covered in blood. I was running out into the desert, and there was nothing out there. And eventually I came to enough where I'm like, this is nothing. I see a light in the distance. I ran back, and I couldn't figure out where I was, who I was. My brain was fried and scrambled. And the next day I woke up, and I was just in shambles. My head was warped from pulling on it. My body was covered in cuts, and I was completely fried. And I realized, like, this was my rock bottom. And I really was so close to passing away from that experience because I was running out into the desert fully naked where it's freezing cold. And who knows, I could have got lost out there. I was trying to hit my head on the desert floor to pull the brain out of my head. So it was one of those things where once you have something like that, you're like, holy crap, this is a wake-up call. And I'm so lucky because after that, I had an opportunity to play a big show, and I channeled all my energy into music, and music is like my religion because of that. It's like my savior. It filled that void with something, but it took a while of juggling and balancing to really figure out how to satisfy myself because I still struggled with addiction, just different types of it over the years.
And then what about this time around when you were like, I'm going to start running and I have so many places to
Well, I was
travel
just
to?
so fat. I mean, I don't know if you see the pictures. Even my Miss You video, I look at it, I'm like, oh my God.
Not prosthetic.
There's no prosthetics there. I think, this summer I started working with a trainer for about a month and a half, and then I threw my back out, and then I was just kind of like managing diet and focusing on that. And then really after that, traveling, I just started getting into the flow of going to the gym every day. And I'm so proud to be able to do it without needing like Ozempic and all these drugs. It's pretty scary, all this stuff people are doing. And
just going out there and just putting in the work, bro.
Yeah, it's like you just got to find you got to push through it some days, but the endorphin rush gets you very high. So, like, for me, I get addicted to things like that and try to fill those negative highs with a better high like that.
Come on. Oh, man, that's really open and honest and gracious of you to share that version of your story and to take that energy and to find a way to create, because fans are turning up to these shows and they're looking for that same type of escape, the visuals that you bring, you know what I'm saying? Gosh, man, the family that you bring with you.
And it's bringing worldwide recognition now. I mean,
connecting
you just
massively.
got nominated for a Brit Award.
Thank you.
International Song of the Year. Congratulations. Bro,
Brits.
how does that feel?
Yeah, that song was number 3 in the UK pop charts. So, I mean, I think it's appreciated in other countries sometimes a lot more than America because America's so big and the competition's so fierce. It's hard to compete here.
But are you still proud of that accomplishment?
I mean, I'm proud, but the reality is, like, for example, I'll have the label sometimes bring me some platinum plaques out, and I'll just smash it on the stage and say, I don't do this for the awards or the accolades. I do this for the crowd, for the fans, for the people who need this. So I will say that's not the reason I do it, but it does feel nice that people could appreciate it on that level. But mostly it's hard because since you see me today, I'm wearing this big suit. It's hard for a lot of the critics to take me serious. A lot of times I'm written off as
real
a
music,
joke
bro.
or different stuff, but the music's from the heart and the soul. And even though for me the image is sheer ridiculousness, I try to make it so that it's fun. I try try to find new places to explore because there's only so many chord progressions. There's only so many words that rhyme in the English dictionary in a way that sounds good to the ear. So it's pretty limited.
Orange, there's nothing.
Yeah, door hinge. Eminem found it.
Which one was it?
Door hinge.
I guess so. Right? Yeah, that's it.
Eminem found it. I think it was in 1997 he found it. Yeah.
We're done after that, right? Yeah. I mean,
You know what? When we were talking yesterday about you coming in and listening to your music, David, our producer, he's like, "Yo, Oliver's been hanging out with like crazy celebrities." So I have 3 names here, and I would like you to share like your favorite moment with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, Robert, he was a family friend growing up.
Yeah.
And
Wait, what? What is the connection?
Well, my father worked at his school as a janitor. It's a crazy story, but basically he knew him from then, and basically when I was doing a show in Milan, he was out there filming, and he came out to the show. We got him on stage.
That's what's up, bro.
That was crazy. Yeah, it
What?
was so random.
Okay, that's dope. I didn't know that was the connection. Your dad was a janitor
At his school. Yeah.
At his school.
All right, what about Benedict Cumberbatch?
So he was just with him that night. We were just like,
Yeah, he was just there.
I don't even really know him, but
he
he's a
was
cool
just-
guy.
He
He's
just
a
tagged along
sweetheart.
because it
yeah.
was Robert Downey Jr. Like, I
it was
ain't mad at
fun,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Milan was crazy.
Milan goes hard, dog.
Yeah, they go crazy
Yeah.
out there.
What about Post Malone?
Yeah, he's the sweetest guy. Actually, you know what? So Post Malone was supposed to go to Antarctica with me. Me and him both wanted to hunt down aliens out there, and his schedule is so crazy. I didn't really expect that he was going to be able to do it. I tried.
Post Malone away from Raising Cane's is difficult.
I know.
I
The guy
understand.
loves his
Yeah.
Raising Cane's.
So I
But yeah,
understand.
he's honestly the sweetest guy. I got to spend a fair amount of time with him. I feel lucky to have encountered such a gracious, beautiful soul. But yeah, someone that I've talked to. I initially met him I think like 8 years ago. No, whatever. Whenever the White Iverson song kind of went off, like a little bit after that, and I made him a custom beer bong. I like called him with the scientist outfit. I never really talked about this. I never shared any footage or anything because I didn't want to. I was just to build
it's not
a
about
friendship.
that.
Yeah, but it was like. I had a whole scientist outfit and I made him this custom crazy beer bong. And then all the beer like went into my eyes and I had to go. I got it in my cornea. I had to go to the hospital.
You have been in the hospital how many times?
So many times, more than I can count. But I mean,
card of a frequent visitor card.
I mean, modern medicine is insane, you guys. Anything is possible now.
Anything is possible.
Okay, I'm glad you are friends with most of those people I named, but your arch nemesis, Ethan Klein.
Oh my God! Please don't bring him.
I
up.
have to bring up Ethan Klein. I love H3, and what is the beef here?
Ethan Klein. Okay, for one, me and him, we did take a 23andMe, and we do have a family connection. He's a second cousin twice removed. Yeah. But the thing is, he's got a big mouth, and he's always talking big game. But when it comes to, I've taken him down so many times. I do my famous full Nelson on him.
Yeah,
and I can do a chokehold. He taps every time. He talks like he's this big tough cookie, and when I get there, he's a little gooey dough. He's a little dough boy.
Hey, he's becoming a skinny legend, though.
He's been doing great. I'm so happy for his health journey, but he's still not strong. He's got no muscle mass.
So your beef with Ethan Klein is that he is like beta.
Yeah, well, in every relationship there's the alpha and the beta, and when it comes to Ethan Klein, he's as beta as it gets. The bottom of the food chain.
I'm sorry. I love you, Ethan. I'm sorry.
Oh, bro. Man,
my
to
gosh.
put an amazing ribbon on this fun as hell conversation, dude. The question about just, again, you being able to find your heart health, your journey, to be able to create from the space that means the world to you, to share the stage with friends and bring out a supercomputer, to do these things and to give the audience what they love most about you. How fulfilling is it?
I mean, there's nothing better than being able to go out there every night and play the songs that I write, the lyrics, and sing my truth story. So I'm not singing someone else's story. There's nothing more that makes the real, authentic connection. There's nothing better for me than being able to take the idea of what a concert can be and mixing it with a movie and a TV show and obviously a concert, but a Broadway play mixed with a high school, horrible, a middle school play, combining the lowest of lowbrow to the highest of highbrow, meeting in the middle at a place I call Unibrow, and trying to make something that's truly just authentic and pushing the boundaries and sometimes falling flat on your face most of the time, 98% of the time, falling flat and falling short, but trying something different, daring to be different, and letting the freak flag fly and just doing something else, not caring what people are doing, not trying to shove sex and the idea of cool down people's throat, but just being yourself and trying to make something that's a little more relatable. My whole goal with the Oliver Tree Project was to make the ugly Justin Bieber, and I think I've done that.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I mean, you bodied it.
I mean,
Mic
Justin
drop.
Bieber, that's you.
Serious, dog.
Also, congratulations. You mentioned that this is your hometown. You were born here.
Hometown show tonight.
Let's go.
Not only at the Hammerstein Ballroom tonight, I'm playing my live concert with the band, the TV show, the movie, the play. I got a little string ensemble playing as well. And I got WWE moves, some karate. I got stand-up comedy, motivational speaking.
Yes.
We even do some belly dance moves. So I got a wide array of different things. But tomorrow night, I am also debuting my audiovisual DJ set at Elsewhere. It's a club, and I'm going to it's a whole separate show, and I've worked so hard. For a year and a half on the music, every song is edited down to a crazy amount. It's approximately 689 different layers of audio chopped up. So everything is just tailored to my sensibilities of nostalgia from all the sonic things I listened to growing up, as well as all my favorite moments in cinema mixed with my own 3D. It's a mixture of performance art, audiovisual, stimulus, dance. There's a lot of layers to it, but I think it's challenging the idea of what a DJ show can be, so I'm very excied about that
It's
as well.
a genius mind, bro. And
Stop,
hearing you explain
stop.
it. No, for
I didn't
real,
want to
dude.
say
No,
it.
no,
I didn't
no,
want
I was
yeah,
just-
let me go ahead.
I honestly was just going to say, like, how does it feel to play in New York?
New
Like,
York
what
is
New York for
amazing.
you?
It's always hometown show. Not only is it a big deal that I get to come back and my family's there, but tonight is my grandmother's 97th birthday. So we're going to be singing happy birthday to her.
Grandma what?
It's gonna grandma. What do you?
We call her Grandma Horsey.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, baby.
Let's go.
She had a little horse race up
Horsey.
north. Yeah. So Grandma Horsey's coming tonight. And it's just beautiful to be able to share it with the family.
Yeah.
And
She deserves a sexy cowboy surprise on stage.
hey, who knows?
It might happen.
You never know. I might bring her out a little gift if you know what I'm saying.
She deserves it. Grandma Horsey, y'all.
Oh man, this
Hey,
dude is
listen to this. I reached out to your
amazing.
biggest fans and your
Okay.
biggest fan pages and asked them what they want to ask you. All right, so we're going to start with Odessa 7 Carrillo. She is so sweet and
Wait, before you say that, you guys were saying I was genius, but I want to say there's a really fine line between idiotic and genius, and I am right in between that. The fine line is there,
is there.
and I am
With
right
you.
there.
All right.
Mostly on the idiotic side.
Yeah,
So
I
would
take back the genius part. Then
Yeah,
I'll just
take
say
back
most-
the genius
all
well,
part.
mostly
where
on
has
the
it been too
part.
idiotic, do you think?
almost all of the time. Like I said, 98% of the time. I mean, I show up like this, people are looking at me in the street like, what is this idiot doing? I roll in like I own the place.
And when did your genius surprise you the most?
Never.
Not one time.
I am waiting for that day.
Yo. Oh my
Okay, we're
gosh.
going to get to Odessa 7 Carrillo. She runs your tour fan page. She's just saying thank you so much, and she's going to see you in Atlanta Monday. One thing she's asking is, you seem so radiant and happy when you're DJing. Would you ever do a full tour or album of only DJ sets?
Yes, I'm working on it. This is the little teaser of it. I'm just doing in special cities, a couple one-off spots. That's why New York is so special, because it's some place where only one of 4 different cities where I'm doing the double header shows. But yeah, I'm going to do full DJ tours. I think for me, that's going to be a major focus moving forward, because I love playing live show with the band and all of that, but it's not profitable. I'm literally spending millions of dollars. I have to have literally semi-trucks and tour buses. And with a DJ set, it's just me
It's
and a
just you,
visual
and
guy that comes with
yeah,
me.
there
So
you
it's
go.
like, it's not what I'm doing with the Oliver Tree Project, the live show. Even though people have to pay to go there, it's essentially a charity show.
Yeah.
I spent $5 million on the visuals alone. It's a whole. It's just
remember
it's
seeing
5
that
years
as
in the
well.
works. So like that's kind of like for me, for the people, and then the DJing thing is I think gonna be on more. I'll be able to maybe buy a home one day.
Yeah, or more fabric
More
for bigger
longevity.
suits.
Yeah,
you know
maybe
what
I'll
I'm
be able
saying?
to
Yeah.
not be, in bankrupt,
Yeah,
if you will.
for sure.
Wow,
Some
I
new
didn't
prints for
realize that.
Christmas
It's that
or something
crazy,
like
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
It's
Some
the-
designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
She's also asking, of everything you've written and worked on, what song are you most proud of?
That's a great question. Let's see. My most proud song. Well, I would say, honestly, one that I'm probably the most proud of is Life Goes On, because that song was made 8 years before it came out, and it was so close to not coming out, and I kept working on it and kept working on it, and eventually it finally did be able to come out, and people really connected with it. So the fact that, I'm sitting on so much music. Like I have 1,500 songs that haven't been released, and knowing that there's stuff in there that I can follow through with that can resonate with people 8 years later. It probably was like, people probably wouldn't have even liked it if it came out 8 years ago.
It
So
happened when
something
it was
like that,
supposed to.
I'm very proud of. Yeah.
That you like sit on, you worked on a lot. You're just
Kept
like,
working on it over the course of those 8 years. Kept doing
Wow.
little tweaks and
This
kept
sound-
fine tuning.
you get inspired by something else, and that feels
Like
great.
when it's perfect and the timing,
Yeah.
that's gonna be God's time. What's your favorite part of Alone in a Crowd? The songs, the music videos, or the tour?
For me, I would say it's a mixture of the music videos and the tour because they are conjoined in one. The music videos, I filmed for 3 months in Serbia. I directed and produced and wrote them, and I'm very proud of the product. It was pretty next level working with the brutalist architecture of Serbia. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's a crazy, crazy place. And yeah, I'm very proud of the imagery I made, and then the live show is really special because I'm taking all the music videos I've ever made in my career and all the different characters and all the different, we call it the Oliverse, but it's the Oliver Tree universe, and connecting the dots and basically putting it together as one bizarro
It's like
feature
the-
film
like
TV
MCU,
show.
bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no,
Precisely.
for real, dog. It's the Avengers assembling.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
thank you.
fam.
I don't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
That's
This
what
guy
I'm here
gets
for.
it.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, speaking of your eras, Ara J on Twitter says, "I love you, Oliver. Where did the idea come from to change your look for each era of music?"
Oh man, I got so sick of wearing those Jinko jeans. I wore them for 7 years.
Yeah.
I had the bowl cut, the pink jacket, and everyone was like, "You gotta give it up, man." And I was like, "No, I'm so close. I gotta get this there." And when Life Goes On came out, and when it assembled, some 300 million just on the YouTube video or whatever, I was like, all right, we did this. It's time to keep moving. And so that was right in the brink of when COVID started, and I was able to start clean again. And for me, like, it's just, you get burnt out doing the same thing over and over. But there is a thing about understanding memetics and the idea of the meme and how to drive something into the ground and knowing when to jump ship and when to see a thing through.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, I love being able to really dive deep into a character and knowing when to kind of jump ship and say, okay, it's time to start fresh and burn and rise from the ashes.
See, one more time, I'm gonna say genius mind, bro.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and put it out there for you.
You keep saying that, but a lot of people are listening. They're like, "This guy is so stupid right now."
No,
That's
no.
that 2% of the people that think it's idiotic. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here for the 98%, bro.
Hey, Flimbuff23 on IG is saying, "Huge fan, Oliver. When are you launching your Alien Boy clothing brand in the U.S.? I saw that you soft launched the brand for your European tour, and I just hope that you would do the same thing for your U.S. tour."
Yeah, so at my concert tonight, I will be debuting, because it is my hometown,
Wow.
the first launch of Alien Boy clothing, which is a clothing line that I've designed myself and been working on behind the scenes for the last 2 years. So tonight, I'll be unveiling some of the Alien Boy clothes. ABC.
Hey, dude, since I called you a genius a couple of times, shoot their shot. You got a size like large and a T.
Oh, we only do
like-
XXL.
Damn, dog.
Would you be able to, or we do XXXS, so we could do a belly shirt too,
Let's
potentially.
go.
Love those.
What's up, dog? I'll give you my address.
Very European of you, dog.
Let's go. Milan Fashion Week, we coming.
Bro, no. All in all, your energy is always A1 from our All Access Lounge at Jingle Balls to hear, with your fans in New York from your hometown. Congratulations. Thanks for
This
the
is
lovely
you,
music
dude.
Thank
on
you,
this
guys.
album. Thanks for stopping by with us. And we cannot wait to see you just DJing going hard.
Okay,
tomorrow
thank
night
you.
This
too.
is you.
Can't
fam.
wait. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you both.
Always do.
Oliver
One more
Tree,
time. Give it up for
y'all.
Oliver Tree in the building, baby.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.